Toyota began their defense of the World Endurance Championship with the 1,000-mile season opener on the historic bumps of Sebring.
We're all pumped up at Toyota for the first round of the WEC. I think Sebring's a great place to start the championship. So much character. We all talk about the bumps. It's always a shock for the first few laps when you're trying to manhandle the car around here, but then you start to embrace it.
The expectation is that it's going to be very difficult for us because of the BOP. In the past, we didn't have what we call the balance of performance, so to level everyone. So this is a different kind of strategy now, and it gave us a big hit for this race. So it's up to us now to try to drive around it and still have an opportunity to win at the end of the weekend.
With the BOP handicap weighed against them, the GRO10s were frustrated in qualifying, earning 4th and 7th place starting positions for the Friday race.
I think it was a bit damage limitation. It's a long race ahead, and yeah, we will focus on do a clean race, no mistakes, and I think if we can manage to do that, maybe we will fight for the podium.
The unfamiliar grid positions were a big test for Toyota's drivers, as for the first time they faced serious competition from Glickenhaus and pole starters Alpine.
As the fastest car in the field, we are having a big hit for performance. So we find us now in the middle of the field, behind our competitors. Nevertheless, we are the fastest in the pit stops. The drivers are very consistent, so we shouldn't make any mistakes, and we maybe could sneak out for victory.
The World Endurance Championship, the 1,000 miles of Sebring is go.
Setting out to remain unbeaten in the WEC's newest category, the team would be relying heavily on their efficient, hard-working crew and experienced strategists.
Once we're running, the engineers are feeding all the data that we get from the car. They're looking at everything to make sure everything's running as it should be, and if they can see any areas we can improve, anything we can change driving-wise, they're going to let us know as well. The engineers don't have a lot of time to themselves. They don't get time to eat sometimes, and neither do these guys here on all the mechanics working here. So they're pretty beat up by the time that finish flag is dropped.
Like the Hypercars themselves, new star Ryo Hirakawa was making his first appearance at the birthplace of American endurance racing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I knew that this track is really special. Of course, I try to win, and at the same time, this track is not easy, so I focus on my training. And this is my very first time to race with this car, so it's going to be really interesting.
The 4th hour of the race, though, brought a frightening moment.
Lopez in the number 7 Toyota is into the tyres at high speed, and he's gone over. Jose Maria Lopez out of the Toyota. The GRO10 is a wreck.
The first thing most important is that Jose is okay. It's one of those things when lapping a GT car, they had just touched. And then as a consequence of this, a few corners later at high speed, the nose started to collapse. And then meant he couldn't steer anymore, and that sent him straight trajectory into the wall, and then he rolled.
With the 7 car out of action, Hirakawa, Hartley and Buemi in the number 8 fought bravely to close on the leading Alpine, finally settling for a podium finish when the threat of lightning ended the race prematurely.
The race is over. The red flag will not be withdrawn. Alpine have beaten Toyota.
I've never seen a race being stopped before the rain actually arrived, but I think there was some kind of rules with the thunderstorm coming around.
P2 is obviously, I think, the best we could achieve today. We've taken those points, and now we will move on to Spa, but yeah, somehow we knew before coming that it was going to be a tough one.